Right, so we are online and on air now, not fully on air, but will get published at some point. So Agnes, last time when we spoke, we were looking at how the Talent Alpha solution can be used to support the small outside back office, so to say. I was quite impressed by the amount of heavy lifting that application can do for us. But if we can focus on that as to what would the firstly maybe go back to what the offering is, and then understand how do you actually make it available to businesses like businesses and ideas like ours, then that would be a good way to go.
Sure. So I believe you remember when we were talking last time, I told you that our business has two legs.
Yeah.
So we started with building the marketplace for tech business. So we are connecting small and medium IT tech companies, providing IT services with big players, with big organizations or smaller organizations, but still needing talent. So in need of tech talent. So we started with that. And we've built the platform to support it. So it's a tech platform where you can find the specialist on demand. So now we have an access to the talent pool of around 20,000 tech specialists, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, but also in Mexico, in India, and we are opening for other locations. And the beauty of the system is that you can find the person available exactly in today, now, or in exactly the time frame that you are in need. So you can set the skills, set the other capabilities of the person when searching. I can show you in a moment, so I can share my screen and show it to you. And what we were really very deeply concerned and aware and very strongly looking for solutions is how to compare specialists one to another. So if you're looking for a specific skill, how can you know that this person is junior, this one is expert? And how to compare? If you have CV, you cannot compare this.
No, and that's what I thought was really good when you did the brief demo. And it would be really nice to actually see it again and see, because to me, I think that is a challenge. How do you?
Yes.
Then you still have to maintain the human touch on these things. You don't want it to be completely data driven, but you do need the data to back up some of the conversations that you need to have with clients, or how do you even benchmark the rates? So I think that's
so that's why we created the taxonomy of skills, of tech skills. So now we are mapping skills for around 70 roles, tech roles, and we are measuring 3,500 skills, tech skills, together with psychometrics. So when you come to our platform, you can really search through profiles on our platform, seeing exactly what are the skills very deeply and at what level. So it's easy to search through, but also to compare specialists one to another. And here we are coming to the point when another part of business comes. Because at some point of time, it occurred that the way we are measuring skills, and we're building taxonomy of index of skills, and our capability to really draw a map of skills of specialists and the whole IT organization, it's a value by itself. So we were approached by our clients that were asking, can we do it for us? So now another part of our business is talent analytics. So we started also developing it heavily and proposing to our clients. So let's imagine you are a manager in a large organization. You have several thousand of tech specialists. How you know what exactly are their skills? Who
Yes.
is capable to do what? So you know their basic skills based on what they do today.
Yeah.
You have basic idea based on their LinkedIn profile or CV,
Yeah.
but in fact, you have no clarity of your organization. We are giving this clarity. So
Correct. It's internal HR solution as well now.
It's a solution that can be used by HR department, but also IT managers, people that are managing IT teams. So they can get really visibility, and procurement, because they need this clarity as well to plan, to also plan optimizations for effectiveness.
Yeah.
We are mapping talent. And what's important is that we are providing data not only about tech skills, but also psychometrics. We take it very seriously. So we use only scientifically validated tools. We create some by ourselves with our cognitive psychologists. Or we use some available but tested and vetted tools.
Awesome. And do you use, is this Talent Alpha created framework, or are you using globally recognized framework? As in, I think Amir mentioned the SFIA framework that is used
Yes.
and it's being used in other parts of the world as well. So
of course, we were inspired by some of them, and we are checking them regularly. But we created our own frameworks, our own taxonomies, together with some market experts.
Right. And is that something which we can have a look at? As in, is there a link I can go to and see what that list is? Because we've been using SFI for small outside, but it will be interesting to see how your framework is. And one of the, I do like SFI. It's really, really well structured, and it just breaks everything down into 7 levels of skill expertise, so to say. And exactly what you've done, I think. And then it also has a vocabulary for all the different types of jobs that people do in IT. It's quite a long list. I wish it had a little bit of grouping so you could zoom in as you go.
So it's not something that you will find on our platform, because it's rather the engine behind what we do. So you cannot come and see our taxonomy. However, you can see it, how it works on. I can show you in a moment how you go into profile and what you consider. I think what is important, we try not to think about people having roles. So we are not trying to put them in some frame that is predefined. We try to think it in a dynamic way. So some person can be, for example, data analyst, but at the same time he can have some other skills that, if you put together, you can call him some
absolutely
other in another way.
I think we need to look at the world that way. It's what skills, and quite often as in my consultancy role, I call myself a system integration consultant. But if you look at a job role like that, there are, I don't know if there is actually a role called system integration consultant, but I bring in different aspects of experience into one. So I do fully align with that thought process that it's not roles. Having said that, people do align in their minds. They say, oh, I'm a scrum master, or I'm a project manager, or I'm a data analytics developer. So I think there are 2 lenses there. Maybe one of the things we did is narrow down on a single view. We said, you have to choose only one of the list of SFI skill sets. And some of the feedback we were getting was, no, but I do more than one. Why can't you give me multiple options? And we did it on purpose so that we could understand the most prevalent, or the most preferred interest of the talent, so to say. But it'll be interesting to see how you're doing this dynamically. I think you've got a far richer solution, as I can see, and that's why I'm very excited actually to understand your platform a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can show you a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I can share my screen and show you how it works. Let me find the right screen.
And Agnes, while you do that, would you be able to also share what is it that we can access in a white label solution? Because in some ways we are competing
Yeah.
with yourself as far as the talent access is concerned. We are creating our own global pool of experts as well. So at one level we are competing, but on the other level we can be collaborating and cooperating, especially on the back end and the solution. And if there is a white label solution that you can offer, that is of definite interest. We can also talk about how the two clouds can collaborate. I think the challenge of open talent is so big that one cannot think of it in isolation. If we start thinking of clouds collaborating together, human clouds, like the word which is there in your on the thing behind you, but how do we actually connect human clouds? Is quite often what I find is within the small outside network as well, we may have opportunities which not maybe quite often come across situations where we have an opportunity, but we don't have someone who's matching it. So this is where a collaboration at a human cloud level also becomes interesting, but also how do we maybe take advantage of the intelligent systems that you're building to power our own human cloud. And I think that's how I'm looking at it. And I guess once we publish this online, there may be other people who would be interested in either collaborating with you at a human cloud level or using your software as the engine to power their human cloud.
Yeah, so you can use we tend to think about our platform as a very open environment. So we would like to connect different organizations and be open to everybody. So you can consider us as a competitor, but at the same you can consider us as a tool for you. So we try not to compete with anyone. We rather would like to be a source of good solutions and to be a perfect tool to be used by different parts of the market. That's why we enabled also this white labeling on our platform. So you can use our system for yourself. You can white label with your logo, propose to your clients, and work together with us on building this tech ecosystem.
Awesome. I like that philosophy. I think that's a philosophy from a growth mindset perspective, and we call it co-opetition. So you're cooperating as well as competing at the same time, and that I think is the way forward for many organizations actually. So yeah, sorry, I distracted you, but if you could maybe cover those two aspects as to how can we collaborate with you on the human cloud level, at the talent level, and how do we focus on the white label solution as well. As in, take your pick if you want to just focus on the white label part today, and then we can do the human cloud on a later date, whichever way you think works best for you.
Okay, so would you like me to start with this solution, or I can
Yeah,
tell?
let's go with the white label, because that's what we
Okay.
initially had this on the agenda. But I do think there is opportunity to collaborate at the network level as well.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So maybe I will start with a few words, just a few words about the platform itself, and then I will go to the white labeling. So if you come to our platform, you can see that there are different apps you can use. So we talked about the talent marketplace, where you can find talent for you. You can use talent management piece, where you can put your resources. So it's for talent analytics. If you would like to understand your talent, your specialists, you use talent management app. If you would like to share your talent, so for example, the small and medium companies that we are cooperating with, if they have any free resources, they can put it into our talent marketplace. You can see that at the moment, at the one point of time, we have now 1,800 specialists available on the platform, and it rotates, of course. So some of them find a job and a contract, rather, I would say, because it's worth remembering that it's a purely B2B model.
Yeah.
So we are proposing services, not letting the company who is they do not hire, they just take opportunity to use your resources.
Mhm.
And you can go to open opportunities. So here we are presenting job offerings or service offerings, and who are we looking for.
Yeah.
And regarding white labeling, so when you are creating, you can see now that it's our logo here and
Yeah.
our colors. But when you create your company account, you can set, of course, you put some company data, but you have here you have white labeling option,
Yeah.
and I allowed myself to put your logo here.
Oh, I see. Wow, nice.
And you can set the color. So I'm not sure what exactly your colors are. So maybe we will just leave black.
Yeah, it's 2C3E4E. I have it memorized fully.
Oh, so
yeah, it's a color we absolutely love. It's a charcoal, but it's 2C3E4E.
Yeah, but I don't know how to
Don't
put it in
worry,
this
you
way.
can
Yeah,
just type over it, but it's okay.
oh,
It's fine.
yeah. So maybe let's stay with black. It will be just quicker.
Yeah.
So you save details, and you can already see that these are your logo, and if we set your colors, it will be there. And wherever you go now, these are your logo and your colors. So let's imagine you use it for your clients. You can just invite them to your environment. How you could do it? You can create something that we call a syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
So we created the solution that allows you to invite other companies to join your syndicate. So you can create private human cloud and invite other companies to use your cloud.
So, Agnes, can I just quickly interrupt before we go too far? So this is a instance, or even maybe a share of an instance where small outside. So this whole thing, I'm guessing the URL also probably gets branded at some point in the process. But if somebody was to visit, let's say, talent.smalloutside.com or something, or marketplace.smalloutside.com,
Mm-hmm.
then they would come to a page which would basically have all of the small outside branding, or do we enter from Talent Alpha, but then go into a small outside area?
So basically, the flow would be like that you will invite them by email. So you will give them the code, and they will be able to come to our platform and just put their code and join your cloud.
Yeah.
However, we are it's not a big deal to integrate with your system. So we can talk about how you would like to approach your cloud and how should it work.
Yeah, understood. So, okay, this is exciting. Actually, it just creates a very native feel to the whole experience, doesn't it? Okay, awesome. And I'm guessing the styling options and all are probably a bit limited. So we'll still have a very the implementation will be very much how Talent Alpha has done it for all its customers. Is that correct? Or do we have flexibility on how much customization we can make from a look and feel perspective as well?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. So,
So
um,
what I've found is when we, for example, when we customize applications like CRM applications or asset management
mhm.
applications and things like that, they still maintain the overall look and feel. You can choose
Okay.
skins and things like that, but the structure in which the navigation flows and all are very opinionated at that point.
Okay, understood. So we will be there at some point of time, probably, but not yet. So at the moment, what you can customize is only logo, colors, and if you go to the flow, because when you create, for example, your specialist profiles, you invite them to do some assessment of their skills. When you are sending emails to them, they will get email with your logo and your colors. So if you send a request to complete the skill discovery, they will get it white labeled with your logo and colors. But that's all at the moment. So the rest is pretty much the same in all flows. We are not able to move pieces at the moment.
As in you have a very refreshing layout there anyways. I was just more because each and some of the questions I'm asking are not just from my perspective, but anyone else who wants to use your solutions once we share this video widely with others, they may probably have the same question because companies are pretty sensitive about their branding
Sure.
and feel and all. So okay, no, as in I love the layout that you've got actually. It's a very modern, refreshing feeling layout. So that's really nice. Okay, so sorry, I used to be an advertising and marketing person once upon a time, which is why these questions come to light almost immediately.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so
So
branding.
let's imagine that you create your private human cloud. You are inviting people to your private human cloud. That's what they can use. So they will see only specialists that you allow them to share between themselves or in your cloud.
Mhm.
But you will be able also to tap into the full inventory anytime.
So when you say full inventory, you mean, let's say if I have an opportunity which I cannot fulfill through my cloud, or when I say my, I mean the small outside cloud, the full inventory would mean the wider collaboration with the Talent Alpha cloud. Is that what?
Yes, so let's imagine that I don't want to do it now because it will take time, but let's imagine that you created your private human cloud, you invited companies to join it, they are joining it.
Mhm.
There would be another box here, so they could use your cloud and search only through your cloud, but they can choose the option to go into the and see all these 1,800 results.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
So
So
anytime, just by clicking right box, they can do it.
got you. Got you. I see. I see. Oh, that's really good. It does help customers from a wider pool as well. Then okay. No, that's great.
Yeah, and here you can see we can go into. I promised you that we will go into the specialist profile.
Yeah.
So if you go to this, you click on specialist, you can see data are anonymized. It's
Mhm.
quite important in our platform. So you cannot find this person by yourself when looking into LinkedIn or whatever,
Yeah.
because you don't know exactly. You don't know the name. You don't know what is the current employer of this person.
Yeah.
We are trying to really take care of our providers and secure their talent. so they feel secure. So you get this data at the further step of the process. You can click book now if you are interested, and then the vendor will get the notification, and he can agree to proceed or not.
Got you, got you. So this is brilliant. As in, one of the reasons why I like it also is one of our goals is to remove unconscious bias from engagement processes. It's quite often what, as in, you probably know, people carry that unconscious bias, even if they don't, if their policies are very much inclusive. Quite often it's just the human nature that unconscious bias quickly comes in. So I think I really love this feature, which apart from protecting data, it also removes and benefits from that perspective as well. So really,
yeah, it's a very important point. So you can look at the specialist profile only through the lens of his or her skills. And the same you can do for your internal talent. So if you use our talent analytics solutions, you can, for example, use it in your internal mobility to really look through skills of people, not knowing who they are, where they sit, what is the gender of this person, seniority, whatever. You can just decide not to take use this data, and some of them we just not we even don't collect. So it's taking out bias from the processes.
This is absolutely brilliant, as in it's one of the building blocks for us, very essential certainly in what we are trying to achieve. Is this
I would just add one more thing. What we've done, for example, in India for Novartis, we help them to reduce bias in their recruitment process by making it automated. So at the very beginning of the process, we created a dream candidate profile. And then from all applications that we collected through our platform, we just were looking which one, using AI and machine learning solutions, we were looking which one of them is the closest to the dream candidate. But we didn't know who they are, if they are woman or a man, or where do they come from. It was just not important in this process.
Awesome. As in one of the other things, Agnes, we are very consciously wanting to explore, and if your solution addresses that, then this could be what we're looking for really, is to take a bit more holistic view. You did mention psychometrics at one point, as in, to me, our goal through Small Outside is much wider than just finding jobs and connecting people to jobs. It's really making people productive and happy in what they do. As in, if you look at how disconnected the workforce is in today's workplace, a lot of it comes because people are in the wrong jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not being stretched enough, or they are being stretched too much. And people, as in, if they are in that flow state where they're just getting that little stretch, it just makes it fun. And if it is aligned to their values, if it is aligned to where they want to go in their personal human journeys, then those kind of workplaces would be the best workplaces for them, and people would be far more productive in those workplaces. That's the philosophy with which we are working, which naturally brings in the need to not just match on skills, but match on at a slightly deeper level, which is on values, whether it's also on personal aspirations. So do you capture anything like that in your solution?
So at the moment, we capture some psychometrics that we identified as the most important in defining the performance of the person.
Yeah.
So I can show you what we are capturing. So let me find the right profile. I hope it's here. It's me. We don't do it for all profiles, so let me just find the right one that I can show to you, or I will just, oh yes, personal strengths. So you can see this person didn't do all tests, but it will show you what kind of data we are collecting. We are collecting some indicators of personality. So we are using Big Five. So introversion versus extraversion, emotional reactivity, emotional stability, competitiveness, agreeableness, spontaneity, conscientiousness,
Yeah, catches me as
consistency, openness. But also we are going deeper into some creative behaviors. So conformist, non-conformist, algorithmic, heuristic thinking, conventionality, creativity. What we find important, these are not only traits that help you to understand what are capabilities of this person, but also how to build the communication and how to build teams. And if I stop sharing these, I can show you the analytics based on that. That we do, and I think it can be interesting for you to see how it, what it brings in practice, what kind of data and insights you can get from that. Let me share my screen, another screen. I'm just waiting for it to open.
Then you did touch upon the team aspect as well, which is the other thing we are focusing on. As a person who is involved in deliveries, I find it very valuable when teams are pre-formed. What I mean by that is on projects which don't have a long runway to deliver, you cannot afford the time to go through the forming, storming, norming, performing stages of a team formation. So if there is a way to fast track that by finding as a most likely well-matched team, or even identifying people who worked well together before, or in similar cultures, I think that can reduce the overall duration before teams become productive. And
yes, and you can also see if your team is diverse enough. Are there any outstanding people? For example, if you go into introversion, extraversion, you would like to see people how do they could work together, how to communicate with them, and you can even see. You can not only see the team, but also on individual level. So you can see the person how he fits against the whole group. So, for example, if there is a person who feels not comfortable in your team, you can check out. Maybe it's a matter of some psychometrics. Traits of this person. We had several situations like that. So when we are providing this kind of analysis to our clients, we also try to give some tips and to show to discuss this data and to show, please have a look here. So we had such a project where we found out that a few members of the team, they had significantly different personality, let's say, model we just signalized that these people need some specific treatment. Maybe it's worth talking to them and communicating to them in a different way. And we saved 2 people from, it occurred that they were thinking about changing jobs. and we secured them in our
Fantastic.
client team. So I think it was quite successful to really see it working in practice and
That's,
providing really insightful data.
that's a great story, actually, there in terms of the success of something like this. So, Agnes, can I just quickly check a couple of things? Where you showed those dots laid out on that map there, yeah. Uh, is that is the theory here that the closer the dots, the more aligned they are generally in terms of how they may operate as a team?
Yeah, so if you go to the team view, if you look at the team, how people are, where they are. Yes, if these circles are closer, it means that these people are, let's call it similar.
Yeah,
But it doesn't mean it's better, because uh,
exactly.
it's pretty obvious that you need different players in your team.
Yes.
And this team, for example, is quite well harmonized.
Mm-hmm.
So you have people quite close together, but still diverse.
Yeah.
So, and you can see, for example, in there is no person very strongly
Conformist.
strong in this non-conformism area. So probably nobody really fighting with others. But
Yeah.
at the same time, for example, this scale tells you a lot about managerial capabilities or some potential. So many managers are non-conformists.
Yeah.
So probably in this team, if you would like to have some leader, you would have to look for the person to lead in new directions, for example. So
Yes.
it's one of the examples to understand data. And if you, for example, have somebody really far away from others,
Yeah.
it indicates you should take care of this person. You need some special treatment here.
Yeah. Understood. The treatment word is a bit of an interesting one, but I do get what you are saying here. That really, as in personally, I think if you have variety in a team, teams perform better and get some more creativity and greater solutions and different perspectives. Equally, I've seen where a team is very cohesive, and then you bring someone who's completely different into it. It just breaks the team and it just impacts morale. Politics kicks in, people start bickering behind, and it's an important aspect in delivery, often overlooked because people take a very I need this skill, get this person in, and they take a very commoditized view to professionals and how they engage with professionals. So yeah, it's quite interesting how you've done it. The other question I had was in terms of the psychometric analysis or capture. So we like MBTI, which, as in some of the scales you had here, were pretty much introversion, extroversion. The MBTI also has it. Is there, is this again a Talent Alpha specific solution, or is this modeled on a well-recognized psychometric profiling kind of solution?
So as you could see, for example, Big Five, it's naturally something that many organizations are using, and it's a well-established method of tracking personality, understanding personality traits.
Yeah.
But other scales, some of them are ours. So as I told you, we create some our own tools and we go through the scientific validation there. As I said, we have cognitive psychologists on board, and they do the process. They make the process purely scientific.
Yeah.
So some of them are our own. Some of them we use from what's available on the market. And now we are working, for example, on our own tool regarding learning agility. We would like to track and understand who is capable of changing, reskilling, upskilling, changing their skills now or in the future, for example.
Got you, got you. As in the reason I was asking that was more from if there are well accepted models, then it's easy to get access to knowledge. So if a client was to look at this graph and say, oh, right, it looks pretty, but how do I actually use it? Now, either you need to then provide consultancy and say, actually, when you form teams, this is quite like how you save the team from losing out two of the good people in that example you provided. It needed your intervention almost.
Yeah.
If there are known models, then you enable clients to self-serve. Is really where I was going with that question.
Yeah. So what do you get? You can get these reports on different levels. So you can get this basic report when you just can read some tips here inside, and they are automatic. But then, if you would like to go deeper, we are preparing this individual reports and discuss the results, and it's done manually. So some of this you can understand by yourself. Some of this you can use using our tool to understand data. But some of them are really something that we need to support you with.
Got you. And how does the professional actually go through this process? Is there a list of questions that they answer, and based on that, it works out the profile, or?
So it's quite simple. So maybe I will stop sharing and I will show it to you as well. I will just check if my mailbox works fine at the moment. I think it should work. So let's go to our profiles, and I will share my screen in a moment. I will just find the right profile that I can use. Yes, okay. So if you go to our platform, and you would like to invite the specialist to make an assessment, you send a request. So I've already, it's my profile. So I've already gave my general information, personal details. I put some experience, education, and now and I've done some basic skill discovery. So my technical skills were gathered, and it was done based on skill forms. And now we will go to the psychometrics, but the same flow is for technical skills. So I click the button for sending the request to the specialist. So I'm sending the request, and I have just realized that I should have shared some other window. So I will do it one more time. So when we go to my mailbox, I should receive the invitation very soon. Yes, it's here. So you can see it's your logo here. You should be in your color. Me as specialist, I'm going to my profile. So I'm getting in, and I can use CV parser to I've already done it, but it's a possibility to use something that was pre-prepared. And if you would like to proceed with finding technical skills or psychometric skills, you just click continue. Oh, I can still show you how technical skills are gathered here. So when you go to the discovery of skills, you are getting into something that we are calling skill forms. So you just go through quite detailed questions.
Yeah.
How do you evaluate your skills in different areas? It takes around 5 to 10 minutes to do it,
Yeah.
to go through the skill form, and you will get data regarding not only what kind of skills do you have, but also the level of these skills.
Mm-hmm.
And you submit this data. And the same you can do for psychometrics. I will not go through all this
Yeah.
because it would take us a lot
Yeah,
of
but I
time.
get the idea though.
But you get the idea. And the psychometrics looks pretty much the same. So
yeah.
if you go, for example, into a strength discovery, so you can choose which test you would like to do first, and you go through questions. First, it shows
Yeah.
what you will do and some tips, and then you start and you just answer questions. So the whole process for technical skills discovery and for psychometrics, it should take you about half an hour to 45 minutes.
Got you.
All in all.
So one of the things, the challenges I find with these kind of psychometrics is, especially when someone is trying to get a job, when someone's trying to understand how they work in the environment, when they already have a secure job and they're figuring that out, or they are doing it for self-development, the people are more honest about it. When there's something at stake, quite often there is a tendency or desire to say, oh, if I say this, that would sound like the right answer. And is that something you see as well, where people are actually putting sorry, I'll let you finish that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just have another meeting. I just need to tell them that I will be late.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I was going to draw your attention to it, which we will edit this part out for you from the communication. Otherwise, you've got lots of other people that say information there. So yeah, so coming back to the psychometric analysis, is there? Do you find that, as in, it's? I personally think the more honest I would be on this, the more likely I'll find a job that I really am well aligned to. And that's the whole point about these kind of psychometric things. But if people don't have a job, then they will want to put their best foot forward or best front forward, and they will probably say, yeah, I completely disagree with all the negatives, I only agree with all the positives. And do you actually get the wrong, you get a skewed view of the person, and in reality you actually see that doesn't sound like the person that the psychometric analysis provides.
Yeah, that's why it's always good to use scientifically validated tools.
Yeah.
So they are quite accurate in collecting data. Yeah. We also try to use only these scales that are not telling about any negatives of you as a person. So is it better to be introvert or extrovert if you are a programmer? You don't know. So we try to use this. That's why we call it strengths, because everybody has some strength.
Yeah.
It's also quite important from the ethical point of view. So probably we shouldn't collect data that could show you in some negative light.
Yeah.
And as you said, people tend to lie if they would like to get some job.
Yeah.
So that's why we consciously decide not to use scales that could that bring this kind of data.
Got you. Yeah. It's really trying to encourage, and if we go down this route, as in certainly in our psychometrics that we want to implement, we would be encouraging people to be as honest about it, because it's really for their benefit. We're not trying to judge them or anything. It's really trying to say, let's understand what drives you, and therefore then connect you with the matching culture.
Yeah.
And then, because there are all local cultures, there are team cultures, there are organization cultures, and if you're a good fit there, you would thrive.
Yeah, and you're touching a very, very important point. So it's the culture of the company is very important, and the more mature the company is, the more the company understands that they need diversity. And it doesn't mean only to have men and women and I don't know, people from different geographies, but also people with different personal traits
Yes.
and different capabilities.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Agnes, I'm very conscious of your overrunning. So, the
Yeah.
couple of questions I have, I'm happy to ping them across on the mail. It feels like your platform certainly solves a lot of our desires and the vision where we want to go, certainly. The questions that naturally come is, one is there a playpen? Is there a sandbox environment that I can go and have a look at, and we kind of make sense of that? That's one question. The second,
Yes, absolutely. So you can create your. I will send you a link to the platform. You can go there and create your company account and start exploring it. So you can create a few profiles of your specialists. You can try to create the private human cloud. You can white label and then start checking out options. And I would be very happy
that'll be
to
great.
help
As
you with
then
it.
you show me around the system, and until we really get our hands on it, we wouldn't fully appreciate the detail behind it. So that's one. The second one is we are building a technology-oriented platform. So while we would like a solution like yours to do the heavy lifting, we would still want to integrate it into the other part of the ecosystem that we're building. So
Sure.
APIs become very important in this process.
Mm-hmm.
So do you offer APIs that we can integrate with, and including things like, and they could be a rich set of APIs, or they may be only limited to certain activities.
Yes, we do, and we will be happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, to
Is there,
help to integrate.
yeah. So is there a link with information that you can share as to what those APIs look like?
Not at the moment. I would have to understand your needs and then talk to our technical team what we can provide you with.
Got you. Got you. Sounds good. And the third one would be naturally, what does it cost? So it's a fantastic solution. There are some things which I'll just need to understand, given some of the solutions, and I don't mean it in a negative way, by the way, are very Talent Alpha specific ways of doing things. And it's a good thing as well, but things like, if there were open standards that were being used, then it just makes it easier for any organization, consuming organization, to use the data. So that's the only noise in my head. I just need to convince myself that that's not a limitation. But in terms of costs, or how does this work? Is it pay per use? Is it what's your pricing model for using the cloud?
Okay, so it depends a little bit on the use case.
Yeah.
So if you are going to use the talent marketplace, and if you are a vendor, you do not pay for using our platform. So you can present your talent and just wait for proposals, and you pay nothing for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The only part of the platform that is somehow guided, these are opportunities. So if you would like to search for opportunities that are available now and apply for this opportunity from other companies, and it's a license model here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And regarding other functionalities, if you are a small company and you would like to use our talent management tool, you pay a small amount of money you do not pay for the first 100 of specialists.
Yeah.
When you're using the platform, then you pay a small amount of money, a few dollars monthly to keep the profile and to update it on our platform.
Right.
If
Okay.
you are a big company, the more profiles you put, the price is getting lower.
Got
But
you.
basically, it's depending on the model, it's a few dollars monthly per profile.
Got you. Okay, so that sounds like, yeah, we will. That's one thing we'll need to consider. Is this published, by the way? I'll now, when I go to your website, it will make a lot more sense to me. So, is the pricing model and all published?
No, it's not available on the website. I can provide you with some summary.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. I think a follow-on discussion is definitely required. No, I think this has been a very useful call, certainly, to help appreciate what the solution is, what the Talent Alpha solution is. So something we did, which I learned, because I'm trying to even do these recordings, we are experimenting in some way. So one of the things I found Andy Barnes, when we had him earlier, he at the end decided to just say how we can reach, or any viewer can reach you. So is there a preference on how people can reach you? Is there a website? As I know where the website is, it's talent-alpha.com. Is that correct?
Yes, talent-alpha.com.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, it can be LinkedIn. Just my LinkedIn profile, Agnes Porebska. But you can also send me an email. So
perfect. What I'll do is I'll link your LinkedIn profile when I share it out.
Fantastic.
So
Sure.
yeah, I'm sure people will want to reach out to you if they think your solution solves their problems. I think you built a fantastic solution there personally, and yeah, it's nice to see that.
I will pass it to our technical team.
Yes.
And talent science team. They will be very happy to hear it.
Because very holistic is what I feel about it, and I think it's good how you've gone about building it as well.
And what we are very proud of is that that it's quite simple.
Yes.
So you can start using it from tomorrow, and you will get data as quickly as your specialist will go through skill forms. You will have the full visibility. So if you are only successful with asking them to spare this, let's say 45 minutes, then you have the visibility of your company or department as quickly as they finish.
Yes, and
you can
created is everyone wins, really. Is that in this model, what I feel exists is everyone's a winner in this process. Otherwise, quite often you have platforms where you can see there's only one side which is winning, whereas over here it's very clear that right from the end customer to an intermediate business to the professional themselves, they're all winning in this process, which is what I really like about what you built over there. So no, I really appreciate it. Do share a word about our existence as well. So we are smalloutside.com. We always like to put the .com behind our name, but we are smalloutside.com.
Sure.
Agnes, really appreciate you taking the time. I'll share the output of this video. You can let me know. There were some bits there which when you had to come in.
Yeah, if you could cut off my conversation with my next meeting person.
I'll do that.
Thank you in advance, and thank you for our talk. I hope it was quite clear and helpful, and I hope we'll talk further about how you can maybe use our platform. And your model is also interesting for us. So I would like to talk a little bit also how we can, if you could tell us more about what you do.
Yes.
And we will think how we can maybe cooperate from this point of view.
Yes. No, absolutely. No, looking forward to that. I'll set some time in the diary to follow up, and do remember to send me some pictures of the safari from Kenya.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you.
I won't be able to experience it, of course, but at least I'll be able to enjoy.
Sure, I will choose some. I don't have my phone today, so it will be difficult, but I will do it maybe tomorrow.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks again, Agnes. Hope
Thank you very much. Sorry one more time for being late.
No worries.
And
No worries.
have a nice day.
You too, Agnes. Cheers. Take care then. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.